And I want to understand white rage, and I'm white.
Make it stop. Make the hurt stop, please. Like,
I think I saw the same thing when you told me about love, and now it's gone. Now it's gone. Now it's gone. Now it's gone.
So be.
Now it's gone. 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 Now it's gone.
So be.
Get it again. Okay, I'm going to say it again. I come in the name of Jesus. Repeat it after me, bitch. I come in the name of Jesus by the power of the Holy Spirit.
Rage on that beat, going crazy.
What happened the other night, it made a weak party look weaker. To me, it just shows you how cowardly the Democratic Party is. But I'm sick of that talk. And the reason I'm sick of that talk is because Democrats, even when they were in power, the last 4 years with Biden, that didn't stop the so-called fascism. So why should we ever believe anything that comes out of Democrats' mouth ever again about any of this? The Democrats are just cowards, man, in every way.
Completely agree.
If we ever get another Democrat president, right? When we see all of the things that Trump is currently doing and we see, wow, presidents really do have power if they have the political will and courage to use it. I want to see a Democrat do that. Why can't a Democrat move like that for the good things?
Yes, I absolutely agree with you.
Don't you admire the fact that he is willing to do whatever he wants to do for his base?
Well,
anybody who supported Democrats, that's all we ever want. Do something for the base. Keep your promises. He keeps his.
We've made promises. People have said that black men, one of the reasons, in a sense, black people in general, voted for Trump and that hurt us, didn't vote as they should have. We made promises. We said, give us the House, the Senate, and the presidency, and we'll pass. Well, we had the House, the Senate, and the presidency, and we didn't do it. That's your point. That's your point. We didn't do it. If you put your energy and effort, your deposits, if you will, into the Democratic Bank, you expect your return to come from the Democratic Bank. If the Republican Bank does something for you, you're not going to reject that. But you put your deposits in the Democratic Bank. When the Democratic Bank did not give them a return on investment, then persons lost their enthusiasm. So I don't blame people who lost their enthusiasm because we didn't honor what we said. We had the House, the Senate, and the presidency in 2021, and we did not deliver. I see how people could lose enthusiasm. I understand why people didn't vote. While they're saying USA, USA, we sing We Shall Overcome.
I can't do no more singing.
Well, I understand.
I'm sick of the singing.
But you
believe more than I do.
Same old tired playbook.
When I was a kid, when I was in my 20s, you had to be like liberal. You had to be like, everybody was liberal, everybody voted for Obama, everybody was like in the comedy world, in the college world, whatever. Now it's like reverse. Now it's like the kids, like I have a nephew, he's 17, 18, and he goes, I was like, oh, before the election, I was like, who are you going to vote for? And he was like, I don't know. I was like, well, just vote. Like, what do you think? What do you think you're going to do? I was like, I guess for you guys, your generation, because I didn't know. I was like, you guys are going to go liberal, right? Because he's in college. He's like, no, dude, that's gay. Being a Democrat's gay. And I was like, what? I was like, what do you mean? He goes, isn't that gay? Isn't that the gay one? And I was like, what? And he was like, I thought that Biden and the Democrats were gay and hated America, and Trump and the Republicans were strong and loved America. And I was like, yeah. And I was like, wait, so why do you think that? And he was like, and I was like, I'm not judging you at all, dude. I was like, what do you think? And he was like, that's what I think. I was like, then vote with that. Yeah. I was like, vote. For you, it's simple. You fucking gay or straight. I was like, straight. I was like, so you're voting straight. And so, but it was interesting. I was like, wow, that fucking changed in 50, not everybody, by the way, that's not a blank. I know that there's many, many people who feel the reverse at that age, but the perception was very interesting to me. To hear from a young kid be like, whoa.
It's going to be hell on earth. These little incel boys are out of control. They got their MAGA hats on. They are ready. Rape culture is back, baby.
Yeah. And then just lastly, Van, in terms of Democrats and where they go from here, this last week we did see them some people try to protest during the president's address, and then House leadership getting onto them, other Democrats calling them out. They still seem to be wandering around trying to figure this out. What's your take?
Can we ask another question? Do I be talking about my own party? Can we talk about Ukraine or something? No. Look, man, we're screwed. I mean, we don't know. No, Democrats don't know what to do. This is a nightmare. Somebody like Donald Trump, we thought we'd at least have Hakeem Jeffries in the speaker's chair to hold him back if we didn't have Kamala in there to do the right thing. Listen, the Democratic Party is going through a massive set of internal crises. You have a party that got trapped two ways. One, defending a broken status quo that nobody likes because they thought that Donald Trump was going to make it worse. But when you're defending the status quo, you're going to lose. And then offending most people in the country, calling everybody sexist and racist and transphobic and every other name, and then saying, please follow us. That's not a good strategy, folks. Defending a broken status quo and offending most of the country turns out is not as popular as my party thought it was going to be. And so it's going to take a while for people to get it figured out. I don't like talking about this. I'd rather be beat up. Can you give me something I can beat up Shermichael about? I don't want to talk about my own party.
I know. It's a tough question. Shermichael.
Welcome to the show. Welcome. We are all gathered here today to bask in the glory of JD Vance memes. Yes. They are glorious memes. They are amazing memes. They are memes that you've never memed before. And we have them now. I give them all to you, the people. JD Vance memes are here. I wish I could big screen this. Why won't they let me big screen this? This is crazy. But we got all the JD Vance memes you could ever want in one place. Shout out to Portia. She said, after seeing the whole Black woman is God thing that Hood played the other day, I'm beyond all of it. I'd never heard that before. LOL. I'm still bothered by that. Makes me uncomfortable. You know what that is, Portia? I'm glad I could use your comment right here because it actually fits what we're going to talk about right now. What I created with the Black woman is God clips is basically a form of meme.
But if man had to find out that his God was a woman,
I say the Black woman is God, and
Black woman is God.
I say the Black woman is God.
The Black woman is God because, she was the first organism on this planet.
See, what I did right there was create a meme, just create an idea out of a series of images or short videos, basically. And that image is more powerful than me explaining to you why these guys actually think the Black woman is God. The meme is more powerful than the original message, and the meme has become the message. I know it's hard to keep up. But this is where we are now. The memes have overtaken the messaging, and the memes are now the message. And this is kind of a good thing. It's kind of a good thing because what this symbolizes, what it signifies, if you go back to like Saul Alinsky and his rules for radicals, it was very important he was speaking for the left at the time, but the rules apply for whatever radical you want to be. If you want to be a right-wing fascist radical, and I might know something about that myself, but if you want to be a right-wing fascist radical, you want to have a good time at it. You want to enjoy it. You want your party to be the fun party that people want to join. And what we've created with meme culture, because meme culture is a very right-wing thing. Left-wing memes are wordy and gay, and like literally, left-wing memes are wordy and gay. They really can't meme beyond a block of text or some kind of aggressive homosexuality image. And the right has actually captured the comedic as well as the messaging spirit of memes, because the best memes have a cutting political message to them at their heart. And what the right has done has harnessed the power of memeing for fun and for political mockery. And the left has nothing right now. They have nothing. They're losing the grip that they did have on pop culture. And so now that they're losing their grip And this brings me to the reality of the show. But before we talk about that, this meme thing actually caught the attention of the left. It was an article in the Atlantic, but if you're crafty enough, you can find your way around the Atlantic paywall. And they put this article here on Yahoo News. Let me read some of this for you. J.D. Vance doesn't look like himself. In recent days, memes have spread across social media in which the vice president's face has been photoshopped to give him cartoonishly chubby cheeks. He looks like a bearded baby or Humpty Dumpty. Sometimes he is holding a lollipop and wearing a child's baseball cap with a propeller affixed to the top. One meme takes his edited baby face and adds lusciously curly locks, while another changes his skin tone to a gentle purple hue, making him look like a Willy Wonka-inspired human blueberry. In every image, Vance has been reanimated as an utter doofus. These memes first appeared in October when a user on X posted an image of Vance captioned, for every 100 likes, I will turn J.D. Vance into a progressively apple-cheeked baby. But baby-faced Vance has gone fully viral since last week when the vice president clashed with Ukraine's president, Volodymyr Zelensky, in the Oval Office. Many of the photos, the most popular of which have received tens of thousands of likes on platforms such as X and Instagram, include captions that imagine Vance talking like a small child who cannot yet properly pronounce his words. Quote, "You have to say please and thank you, Mr. Zelensky." Of course, people love making memes that portray their political adversaries as hapless and incompetent. That's not exactly what's happening with these images of Vance. The memes are going viral on left-wing internet, but they are equally, if not more popular on the right. Explicitly pro-Trump accounts on X that otherwise spend their time bashing liberals are posting embarrassing memes of their party's second in command. No, the right doesn't appear to be posting unflattering memes of Vance because it has turned on him. As I wrote, when Vance joined the Republican ticket, he uniquely appeals to various factions across the party. The online right in particular has long appreciated Vance's recognition of it. He follows some of its most prominent accounts on X, such as Bronze Age Pervert. So why is the right wing willing to make fun of so why is the right wing willing to make fun of one of its own with memes? One user on X who goes by the name Alfred the Great and frequently shares right-wing memes has been posting and reposting the unflattering viral images of the vice president. They're just funny, he told me when I asked him about them. For what it's worth, Vance seems to agree, or at least he says he does. On Thursday, he told a reporter for The Blaze that he thinks the memes are funny. Others on the right swear that by posting images of Vance as a man baby, they're actually helping him. The right is having so much fun roasting Vance's baby fat that it's just completely neutered the left's capacity to make fun of him. One right-wing account, Martian Warlord, wrote in a post that garnered about 22,000 likes on X, "This feels like a precursor to Vance's inevitable presidency." Aaron McIntyre, a prominent MAGA influencer, posted, "He will have been so thoroughly memed that he becomes immune to the effect before ever entering office." Now, I'll end right there. I don't want to read this entire thing for you guys, but I've noticed the J.D. Vance memes popping up in the last couple of weeks, and it's been fun. I try to keep my finger on the pulse of right-wing culture. And so I noticed these things popping up. And the fun thing about what's happening right now in internet land, you see, I played these clips of the Democrats' growing frustration with just the way things are right now and their inability to really lock in. They can't really figure out what their next move should be. And meanwhile, the right is kind of locked in. We're basically moonwalking from meme to meme, from internet victory to internet victory. Not to mention all the stuff happening in DC right now. We'll get to that in just a minute. But let's take one more look at JD Vance here. We just may have the makings of a right-wing successor. I've been worried about this since before Trump picked the VP, because there's only going to be one Trump. You know, we spoke about great men theory of history recently, and how history is kind of moved by the will of a strong man at times, and Trump can't really be president again. So what do we do with this energy and momentum that we've harnessed up to this point? And it looks like JD Vance maybe he may be willing to carry the load, and so it's good for him. Let's take a look at Vance confronting some left-wing protesters recently while he was walking with his daughter. Mind you, he's out taking his daughter for a walk, and these left-wing savages harass a man walking with a small toddler.
No one is articulating.
And not just any toddler, but a mixed race toddler. JD Vance has POC children because his mama is like Indian or something. I mean, his baby mom, I'm sorry. JD Vance's wife is Indian, so their daughter is a POC. So technically, the left-wing savages are harassing a dad out walking his POC daughter.
Respectfully, I disagree. I think what we're doing is we're actually forcing a diplomatic settlement. That if you talk to Joe Biden, in Ukraine benefits. What about the military? Do you think
Russia can be?
You can see him vaguely there. That is Vance in the hat. And obviously, Secret Service is there too.
Separate country, and I don't think our investment in that country can go on indefinitely. I understand you disagree. You're forcing to settle. We're forcing both the Russians and the Ukrainians.
Russia won't settle.
Exactly. They certainly invaded Ukraine in 2022. But there needs to be a settlement. Ma'am,
We are the aggressor every time.
ma'am, I understand that that's your view, and certainly they have, and certainly I have condemned, ma'am. Please, I'm speaking with you, and I'm trying to be respectful. I have condemned the invasion, but I've also condemned the perpetual. That is the policy of the administration. And I've talked to you guys now about 5 minutes. And what I, ma'am, now that's a different question. I'm happy. Would you like me to talk about how I've changed my view on Donald Trump from 10 years ago? Because I talked about it a lot during the campaign, and then the American people voted and made him the president of the United States.
You've got no integrity.
Integrity, and
you don't call no having any.
That guy's got he's got a foldable, he's got a collapsible stock rifle in that backpack, along with a sidearm that's tucked under that little vesting. That vest is so lame, dude. Put on a jacket. But I know he's got a collapsible rifle with a folding stock in that backpack right there. 1, 2, 3 folds, rack the slide back, and we're ready to go.
That's what I expect my kids. It must be nice to go through life and see that everybody who disagrees with you has no integrity. I have more respect for you. Ma'am, look at my 3-year-old daughter now, and I told you, I talked to you for 5 minutes, and now I did not agree to have my 3-year-old to have people run around and yell at her. And I did talk to you, and I said, if I talk to you for a few minutes, will you leave my 3-year-old daughter alone? And you said yes. So I'd like you guys to respect that.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank
But
you.
So obviously the left wing is they're going through it at the moment. They're having a hard time dealing right now. It's difficult. They're coping. They're unable to deal with the reality. And I'm enjoying every minute of it. I'm loving it. It's like one of those old McDonald's commercials. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. And shout out to Joey Montana with the $1 Rumble chat. He says Vance is aight, but I don't trust him 100% because his wife, she's still a G. I mean, hey. It is what it is. Man feels how he feels, and I have similar reservations. I will not even lie. I won't even act like you shocked me with how far you went. But the left is having a series of meltdowns everywhere you go right now, and they're approaching a violent tipping point.
To do with Luigi. I think it should. It absolutely should. You have people that are upvoting and glorifying political violence all over this website, and it's completely become a radical terrorist breeding ground. Like, it's actually insane how bad this is. Like, I'm surprised that Reddit hasn't come out with a statement about it, considering how bad.
Now, this is Asmon Gold. He's apparently one of the top 5 YouTubers online. I've never actually watched him before. I only recently became aware that he was a guy at all, but he's noticed how unhinged the far left has become. They were always unhinged anyway. Now it's kind of bubbling to the surface. Like before, they were unhinged, like, underground. They were like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. They only came out at night with masks on. Now they're coming out in the broad day, shaking their tits at everybody. They're losing a grip on reality.
This is, yeah, it's awful. Luigi's innocent until proven guilty. You're right. He is. He deserves his day in court. And I sure hope as hell that, I'm going to be able to watch it. Imagine advocating for heavy content moderation and then complain when it gets turned back on you. Yep, there it is. And I find this also to be funny is that Reddit is a very censorial website. Like, they constantly ban people for things that are like wrong think, right? Or having the wrong opinion or saying the wrong thing about something. And now these people are on the receiving end of it, and they're crying about free speech. But they were never crying about free speech from people that they disagreed with for getting banned. And so billionaires are terrified. Let's keep going. Yep, this is going to be, they got to deal with it. It's getting bad. It's getting real bad. These people are speed running internet real ID. I just hope that they understand that. What's the perfect amount of moderation? The perfect amount of moderation is that people who get banned, the perfect amount of moderation is moderating in accordance to the First Amendment. That's the perfect amount of moderation. So that means if you're moderating, and also doxing, because doxing is like kind of not in the First Amendment, right? That's the other one, right? And laws, right? So the law, yeah, exactly. Like you just follow the law and you ban people based off of things that they say that break the law. And so, yeah, that's it. They don't realize that, and they think they're rebel heroes. Yeah, they're actually the only people they're going to be heroes for the government, because the deep state government people are going to be able to justify a real ID on the internet thing. Like, let's say we have a couple more terrorist attacks like Luigi.
The left wing is building up to terrorism. And that shouldn't be a surprise to anybody who's right-wing woke, because the terrorism tends to come from the left in America anyway. Second verse, same as the first, y'all.
We're absolutely going to get real ID on the internet. Like South Korea already has it. Other countries are considering it. And I've heard it's actually happened in a couple of other countries too. I don't remember though. That's exactly what's going to happen. Are calls to violence illegal? Yes, they are.
And now the left has a new target in Elon Musk. And it's interesting in that Trump in the how many years now has Trump been a political figure, right? This goes back to Obama, but really you can start it with the escalator thing. You guys remember that famous scene where Trump comes down the escalator at Trump Towers and he gives his announcement speech that he's running, and he starts talking about the Mexicans and all that shit? It was a glorious time. Since then, the media has been trying to character assassinate this man for a while. And the character assassinations just do not work. And so now they have a new target in Elon Musk, and they're attempting to now character assassinate Elon Musk in every way that they can reach out and touch him. And so what the left has done has launched an asymmetrical warfare campaign against Elon Musk. They actually hate him.
You know who isn't? Elon Musk. On Thursday, a SpaceX Starship rocket exploded just minutes into its test flight. The FAA temporarily stopped air traffic around Miami, Fort Lauderdale, West Palm Beach, and Orlando. It is the second consecutive Starship test flight from Elon Musk's company to end with destruction.
All I could think about was, oh, I can't sing.
No, please don't.
That's good.
When was the last time you saw a rocket ship explode on air and the newscasters laughed about it and they sang and they made jokes and everything? When was the last time you saw anybody celebrate a rocket exploding?
Good. That's good. We got it. We understand how painful that was for y'all out there. Just as watching things blow up.
This is where you tell us that you start as Glinda in your
you better
production of Wicked.
No. But I've done a number of shows.
The
But
Wizard?
anyway,
Why did they let
couple of
him put this rocket up in the air after they were still investigating the last explosion?
Well, to this,
And you know, there's an interesting thing I think with Elon Musk on an ideological level. They really hate him because he represents. I'm not gonna say like rugged individualism because he's not a cowboy in that sense. You know, he's not an American oil man like that. But he does kind of represent a maverick spirit. You know, a smart guy who kind of colors outside of the lines. He sees the game in a way that no one else can see, and he can execute and he can win to great effect. They really resent him for that, especially now that he isn't on their team. It's one thing when Elon Musk was more like Bill Gates, everybody liked him, but now that he's on the opposite team of Bill Gates, he's the enemy. He's
this is
evil.
the thing. Okay, yeah, and that's probably why it exploded. But the thing to keep in mind is, my suggestion for Elon, his response to all of this was rockets are hard. And Mr. Musk, if they're so hard, why don't you go back to your day job and work?
Rockets are hard. I don't even want to make this a racial thing, but this nigga up here mocking the idea that rockets are hard. Do we have to do the African Air Force thing again? Do I really have to show you the African Air Force clips, man? Stop. I see you making me go racial.
His response to all of this was rockets are hard. And Mr. Musk, if they're so hard, why don't you go back to your day job and work that out and leave those of us who do government to do government? Because you can't do both. And clearly you're failing right now at both. Your rockets are blowing up and the government's blowing up. So
the left doesn't do government either. This is why they're kind of falling out of favor with everyone. The left doesn't do government. Everywhere you go, left-wing cities controlled by left-wing mayors are falling apart. Let me share a clip with you guys. Do I have this girl's clip queued up somewhere at the top here? I know it's up here somewhere. But let me share something about left-wing government, because this is what they do, right? The left, they do government. They're good. Let me share something with you about how it is in one of the capital cities of the left.
Los Angeles, what in the world is happening with our city? Last week alone, 2 of my girlfriends had their properties broken into in the middle of the day, and 2 properties on my street were broken into as well between 7 p.m. and 9 p.m. And these are not just normal robbers. These are highly savvy. They're very organized. They know your schedule. They know exactly what time you leave. They've been watching you for probably weeks before this happened. The reason why I'm saying this is because one of my girlfriends found 8 boxes around her property that they were dug in the ground, covered with dirt or turf. And whenever they broke into the property, they were able to cut the electricity and turn off the alarm system. The neighbor across the street from her also reported to the police that they have cameras on their properties that they have not installed, and those cameras were facing pretty much my girlfriend's home. So they were watching her for a very long time. They broke into her property around 11:30 a.m. They stole a lot of personal belongings and cash, but they did not touch any electronics because you can trace those. On top of that, my best friend, she had her house broken into it last Friday night around 9 p.m. She walked into the house at 9:17. The robbers exited the house at 9:16 and some change. The reason why I know this is because you can see through the Ring camera. So what happened, someone was watching at the bottom of the hill, knew exactly what type of car she's driving. They called the other robbers that they're in the house, telling them that she's coming in. So they exited to the back. On top of that, whenever she watched her cameras, she realized that the same car, because she has license plates, she has pictures and all that stuff to the Ring camera from her and also the neighbors, the same people that broke into her house were there a couple of days before, just looking in the neighborhood, because the same car was caught on the Ring footage. And on top of that, the police is doing absolutely nothing because they're overwhelmed with the amount of break-ins. In Woodland Hills alone last month, only the Valley Circle area, we had around 50 break-ins. And Woodland Hills is known to be a pretty safe neighborhood. I live personally in a gated community, and we have an extra layer of security. We have guards, we have private securities, and we had 2 break-ins into my neighborhood between 7 and 9 p.m. And I'm just not throwing gated community just to show off. I'm saying that is because whoever comes in here, they really have to work extra hard to get in here. And on top of that, in Los Angeles, they're trying to pass a new bill that will keep a homeowner more liable if they're shooting and killing someone while they're breaking into their property.
Yeah, people in Los Angeles are trying to pass a bill that effectively they make home defense basically illegal. You know, if you shoot a guy in your house who's actively robbing you, you just might go to jail for longer than he goes to jail for robbing you. That is left-wing governance in a nutshell. And so we have, like I said, Elon Musk is the new hated figure on the right. And they have launched a series of attacks against Elon recently.
Well, it is safe to say that some people are not too happy with tech titan Elon Musk.
So much so that there have been a swarm of protests recently against Musk and his electric car company, Tesla.
Some people have even, for instance, earlier this year, Colorado police arrested a 42-year-old woman for allegedly causing between $5,000 and $20,000 in damage at a Tesla dealership. Police say that she ignited Molotov cocktails in the parking lot and then spray painted Nazi on the entrance sign. Earlier this month, Massachusetts police said that 7 Tesla charging stations were set on fire. Also this month, Oregon police said that 3 cars were damaged, windows were shattered, after someone fired at least 7 shots at a Tesla dealership. More recently, on March 8th, there were more than 350 protesters at a Tesla showroom in New York City. Police did arrest 6 people.
There's even uproar in places overseas. In Berlin this month, for instance, there were several fires at a Tesla factory construction site.
It's a global campaign against Elon Musk. Do you suppose all these people just woke up, they rolled out of bed that day, and they all decided to actively attack Elon randomly?
Police are investigating whether that was arson. Prosecutors in France said that a dozen Tesla cars were set ablaze and that this was, quote, not at all accidental.
According to reports, Mexican billionaire Carlos Slim is appearing to cut ties with Musk's Starlink. Slim's America.
Carlos Slim is my favorite billionaire name. Can't even tell that he's Mexican, by the way. It's my favorite billionaire name. Elon is not a bad name, but Carlos Slim is just a great name.
Mobile announced a $22 billion investment in their telecommunications network, signaling a shift away from Musk's company.
In late February, Musk's net worth had declined by more than $100 billion. Poor Elon. This coincided with an increase in sell-offs of Tesla shares. In Europe, Tesla sales dropped 45%, even though electric vehicle sales overall rose 37%. That's according to Bloomberg.
So far, Musk's Doge has cut more than 62,000 federal jobs, which angered many on the left. Of course, Doge plans to make even more cuts. The Department of Veterans Affairs, for instance, plans to cut thousands of jobs very, very soon.
You know what's interesting about this anti-Tesla campaign? And I noticed this when I was putting this stuff together earlier today. This is a very white campaign. I mean, nothing says left-wing liberal white privilege like driving a Tesla. Niggas don't buy Teslas when they get money. Niggas buy Hellcats and Chargers and shit. A Tesla is a very white privilege symbol automobile. And I can tell by the look of your crowd, you're not a very diverse group of people.
In January, many accused Musk of throwing up what they called a Nazi salute. The ADL, an organization that combats anti-Semitism, defended Musk and argued that the salute was essentially meaningless.
Musk took to X yesterday amid all this upheaval, writing, "Heartfelt thanks to everyone supporting Tesla, despite the many attacks against our stores and offices."
So, are Musk's political ventures worth all of this trouble? Or is this just a brief bump in the road?
Well, I think he probably clearly feels it's worth it. He has made a series of savvy bets in order to have a lot of political power for various reasons. We can debate whether his motives are good or bad, or some mix therein. I would say the violence against Tesla company, the smashing of windows, these things, these are certainly bad, deplorable. I condemn them. I presume.
Tesla, Portia, let me find out you got a Tesla. Are you driving one of those Elon Musk swastika cars out there right now? Portia, are you the proud owner of a brand new swastika car? That's what they call it. They call it the swastika car now. They're coming for you, Portia.
You do as well. I don't know.
You should have got a Porsche.
I'm always a little cautious when kinds of things happen. Like, is this even a pattern? I'm sure something like there's protesters. Sure, that's about this. Are other crazy people just like, setting things on fire?
Bandwagon effect.
There's some amount of that happening anyway, and there's a kind of contagion effect where like when someone becomes more notable, then that becomes the reason crazy people act out. But it's not really. Mentally ill people are actually frequently finding some kind of crazy political motivation for the things that they do.
Well, that is true, but at the same time, there are obviously organized protests that we showed some of there, where the whole point is to be countering him, to be showing dissent against him. I think that people standing outside Tesla dealerships protesting and holding signs about how they think Elon Musk is terrible is completely fine.
Of course.
I think that people setting fire to cars or vandalizing premises or whatever is not fine.
You know what is shaping up to be an interesting turn of events between the left and the right? Electric cars are really a left-wing symbol. But Elon did something weird with the Tesla truck. The Cybertruck is a funny-looking vehicle. I would even go as far as to say it's an ugly vehicle. It is an ugly vehicle. But the shits have grown on me over the years. I cannot deny that the Cybertruck has grown on me. Like this picture of the Cybertruck right now with the burning wheels, it kind of goes hard. And what just might happen is that Teslas and Cybertrucks and shit like this, Teslas will become a right-wing vehicle. The Tesla will become a right-wing coded vehicle. They're going to drop the price. They're going to make them a little bit easier to buy. They're going to put charging stations in the backwoods parts of Alabama and shit. You're gonna, you know, those gas stations on the dirt road parts of the country? Now they're going to have a charging station too. There's going to be one pump and a charging station. And Teslas will be a right-wing coded vehicle because the left is just sort of pushing it. They're abandoning. They're not only abandoning the right. I mean, they're not only abandoning the vehicle and Elon, but they're going on such an attack of Elon that we kind of have to defend our boy now.
And to be clear, I share your disagreement with that. On the point of Elon Musk making a savvy bet, I think that he has bought political influence, certainly, and I've said that many times, spent more than $250 million getting Donald Trump elected. He is now harvesting, in my view, in a very damaging way.
Honey Barbecue Wings asks, who the F wants to wait 2 hours to charge that when you're driving somewhere? Listen, wait till these good old boys get their hands on a Tesla Cybertruck. They will come up with innovations that are completely illegal, but they do the job. I promise you. Wait till the good old boys, Rodney and them from down holler, wait till they get their hands on the Tesla Cybertruck. I'm telling you, they will solve problems that you didn't even know you had.
The dividend from that by being able to have such a central role in government. The other thing, just in passing, is that lots of people, including me, when he first bought what was then Twitter, thought that's a kind of bad investment. And in fact, I was misunderstanding what he was really trying to do. Yes. As a business decision in isolation, it was I think, a bad decision, but I don't think that was his motivation. I think his motivation was buying a megaphone for the kind of views that he believes in, much as a press baron of old might have bought a newspaper for that purpose.
I don't know if you guys noticed this. I noticed today, I was afraid of being able to do a show because Twitter, you know, I get a lot of my content off Twitter. And even before Elon Musk actually bought Twitter, I just saw the potential just to farm videos and content and memes and stuff. And now that Elon has bought Twitter, it's become even more fruitful for me in the harvest. And what happened today was a cyber attack. Twitter got hit with I don't know, probably some DDoS type of cyber attacks or whatever, but it didn't take the site down for any reasonable amount of time. It was momentary lapses or whatever, but I noticed Twitter was running a little slow today.
I think it has made X measurably worse, and I dislike it a lot more, but it has been an effective move on his part.
Yeah, Jeff Bezos has been looking at the Washington Post, which he owns, and thinking, why has this not served to broadcast my views the way X has for Elon Musk, which is why he put out that memo last week trying to bring the opinion pages, at least, more in line with what he thinks is good policy. As you point out, yes, Elon owning the platform allowed him to, you know, he's its most celebrated user, to broadcast his views, to align the platform more with conservative messaging, and was perhaps just as important or similarly important to, you know, getting the Trump message out there as his donations to Trump's political cause.
Because Elon Musk has become such a powerful ally of Trump, you know, first with buying Twitter and then spearheading, he probably came up with the entire idea of Doge and presented it to Trump. And then it's such a win. They both said, yeah, hell yeah. But because he's such a powerful ally, he's become a powerful target. And Elon has pointed out that You guys are playing dirty.
I think they actually want to kill me. I mean, the reason I know this, well, they say so online. You know, there's like Reddit forums where they don't just want to kill me, they want to desecrate my corpse.
The rage at Elon Musk is indeed out of control and increasingly violent. Protesters clashing with police outside a Tesla building in New York City over the weekend. Protests, vandalism, even arson gripping Tesla locations across the country, including a Molotov cocktail landing in a dealership lot. And breaking just moments ago, Elon Musk himself reporting that the X platform is facing a serious cyber attack, saying, quote, "We get attacked every day, but this was done with a lot of resources, either a large coordinated group and or a country is involved."
Slava Ukraine? Did I hear someone Slava Ukraine? No? Maybe my ears are messing with me. I could have sworn I heard a Slava Ukraine.
We get attacked every day, but this was done with a lot of resources, either a large coordinated group and or a country is involved. Steve, to you first. I mean, you can put the two together, or Elon Musk has definitely put himself in a situation where he has it coming at this company from all angles, simply for standing up, quite frankly, for our freedoms.
I totally agree. And this is what you get for being a patriot, right? This is someone who said he was not going to get involved in the presidential election. And then as the election went on and he saw President Trump's response to the assassination attempt, that was the night that Elon Musk said, right, I'm getting in. This is the kind of leadership we need. It was a patriotic response. And he is an absolute exemplar of everything that we want America to be. An entrepreneur who's built incredible businesses, not just Tesla. You look at SpaceX, pushing forward the frontiers of space exploration. Neuralink, we don't mention that enough. Neuralink, which is literally helping blind people to see. That is what.
Why does the left hate Elon Musk, but they do not protest Bill Gates? Of all the Bond villain, world-connected billionaire figures out there, I would say Bill Gates is the prime suspect. Bill Gates is the leader of Spectre in my mind, right? We need to send Daniel Craig after Bill Gates, but for some reason, Bill Gates gets a pass, right? The guy who wants to put weird drugs in the mosquitoes so the mosquitoes bite you and you get vaccinated, that guy, he never gets a meme. They don't talk about him on Reddit. They don't say, I'll put a bug in your computer if I see you using Microsoft Word. They don't talk about Bill Gates like that. But the guy who builds rocket ships and he makes funny looking electric cars, they want to send their little, they want to send the black female James Bond to kill him. It's weird. Really weird. I don't know what happened to you guys.
That's what Elon Musk is contributing to our world. And now he's trying to save taxpayers' money and redirect the government because he wants it to be successful. He's an entrepreneur. He wants to build things and make them good and make them work. That's what entrepreneurs do. And he wants the government to be as successful and effective and efficient as his businesses. And in exchange for all of that, you get demonized. And to me, it just captures how utterly pathetic the left is in this country now. There was a time when the left would be on the side of entrepreneurs and this kind of spirit of building things in America. Now, it's so partisan. If you're on the other side, we're going to take you down. It's outrageous.
And he has had a target on his back since the purchase of Twitter for $47 billion. He was finally putting his money where his mouth was. He believed in free speech. He wanted to make the platform transparent. And now that is what he's doing within the government. And so they're coming after him even harder. What's amazing to me and brings us back to our conversation that we were having earlier, whether it's President Trump or Elon Musk, these are people who are putting up their sort of livelihood. They're putting themselves at risk, as we saw with the president and the assassination attempts, to better this country. This isn't about politics. This isn't about getting reelected. This is about I think this is the right thing to do. And as a matter of fact, it's what the majority of the country, 75 plus million people, think is the right thing to do. I'm proud of.
You know, and this is another thing that the left, you hear this when you watch different media clips, they hate the fact that the country supports Trump. Most people support these government cuts. You know why? Most people's relationship with the government is abusive. Unless you are one of the few people, technically percentage-wise, a handful of people work for the federal government, right? Either directly or through contracts. That's a very small percentage of the American workforce, right? Outside of those people, most of us hate dealing with the government. And so what that kind of translates into is if you work for the government and I'm a regular person, then it's you who I hate dealing with, generally speaking, right? So when you get fired because we found out your job was unnecessary or your job was literally giving rub downs to elderly transgender people, we decide we don't want to spend money on that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? And it doesn't hurt me that it hurt you. That's really where a lot of people are in this country, just as a general sentiment when it comes, because, you know, we all live through that mysterious virus that came from God knows where, and it shut down the country, and everybody had to wear face diapers, and you had to make sure you could get in the club. I remember being turned down. There's a diner I used to eat in downtown Brooklyn. Nothing fancy. It wasn't anything great, but it was a place that I liked. And I used to eat there relatively often. Go get a big piece of steak or something, you know. And during that weird time of the mysterious illness, I remember that restaurant turned me and my 2 children away because I didn't make the list. You know, I didn't follow the procedures. I didn't do the whole medical thing. I didn't let them experiment on me. And so I didn't make the list. And so they turned us away. That restaurant's closed now. It never recovered. And I don't feel bad for them at all. I don't feel bad for them at all. We're at this point in the American culture where I generally don't feel bad for you if bad things happen to you. Because I remember when I was there, you didn't feel bad for me. You cheered it on. You wanted it to happen to me. You said I deserved it.
Them, I think that they are standing tall, they're standing proud, and they don't back down. Even after a cyber attack, he's claiming a country could be involved here. It's remarkable.
What I can't figure out, and to your point, the left used to be on the side of peace, no war,
right,
free speech. But now when they don't like the guy who's advocating on the other side, they're burning down Tesla dealerships. So the violence, again, just because they don't agree with your opinion, the irony is absurd. I'm almost speechless.
They're burning down dealerships. They're going after J.D. Vance after.
You know, the thing about the left, and I try to understand the ideological rhythms that are at play here. And the thing about the left is they don't really have principles, right? I was explaining this to somebody recently. And then I didn't come up with this myself, you know. I come up with many things, but this isn't one of my own. The issue is never the issue. The issue is always the revolution, right? What you would take from that reality, from understanding that about the left-wing culture, is that they have no true principles, right? The real principles are like communism and whatnot. But beyond that, they have no true principles. So when it comes to nonviolence, They never practice nonviolence as a principle. The left doesn't actually technically believe in nonviolence as a general rule of governing, as a general way of being. The left has absolutely no care for nonviolence. What the left has done is applied the concept of nonviolence to their own motives, right? But they use it as a weapon. They value the concept of nonviolence about as much as you value one shot when you go down to the gun range and get some rounds off. It is just a weapon that you use. It is not something that you actually believe in. It's not something that you hold dear from day to day. And so now that the left is no longer in the small, weak position that they've been in over the years, they can abandon their concept of nonviolence because they never actually held it as an ideal. It was only a tactic. It was a bullet. Once they fire the bullet, they have no care for the bullet any longer. They'll get another bullet.
After the Zelensky meeting in the White House, when he was on vacation with his family. They're doing all sorts of things, but when it was Maxine Waters telling people to go literally burn down cities, nobody was saying a word. When cities in this country were on fire and she was encouraging violence, nobody said a word. But when they get violent, it's fine.
You're reminding me, earlier in the show, you talked about the signs.
Yeah.
You know, the Musk
steals. What does Musk steal?
Like, what actually happens to Elon Musk? He gets his property vandalized. What does he see? He gets his stuff stolen. In effect, he's got his online platform being stolen. In effect, I mean, they don't even demonizing him would be nice.
Right.
It would be like pleasant. All they were doing is demonizing.
Yes.
But they accuse him of being a Nazi, and then they go paint the swastikas on his stuff. Every day we talk about him. I think, why in the world is he still doing this? He has everything to gain, but he has everything to gain personally. If this was a personal thing, he has everything to gain by getting out of this mess and managing his stuff. And he has almost everything to lose by doing what he's doing, and yet he's doing it every day.
I said this about comedians, about Dave Chappelle. It was the comedians with French U money who would save our speech, who would make sure that our freedom of speech was preserved, that would kind of break those bonds that had kind of lashed all of us. You can't say that. Microaggression. Don't look at me that way. And it's the same thing happening with Elon Musk. Yeah. He's got you money and he doesn't care. He's like,
You know, one thing that's been revealed with Trump gaining prominence recently, through a series of losses, the left has effectively abandoned all of the principles that we've come to know the left by. You remember the anti-bullying campaign? It turns out the left are the biggest bullies in the world. All that stuff about pollution and recycling. Do you ever see what happens after the left does a protest or a gathering? It's the nastiest shit in the world. They have been revealed to be everything that they say they hate is what they actually are.
You need to sell your Tesla. I'm not going to warn you again, okay? Those of us in the resistance are not going to stand for these hate mobiles driving around, providing free advertising for the man who has subverted our democracy and spread disinformation and hate speech and supported the fascist takeover of our government, and who has taken the food from the mouths of millions of people around the world by destroying U.S. aid and has betrayed Vladimir Zelensky. That is how serious this is. And you continue to pre-order these Teslas, you continue to drive and charge these cars that are making this man, Elon Musk, more and more powerful, infinitely powerful. That is not okay. It's not okay. We are sending the Tesla stock to zero. Zero, Elon. We're sending your company to zero. This time next year, Tesla might not even exist. That is how serious we are about resisting this company and showing the world what it means to support Tesla. This is about good versus evil. These cars are not okay.
Arrest Elon Musk! 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 We, the people, defend the Constitution! We, the people, defend the Constitution! We, the people, defend the Constitution! We, the people, defend the Constitution!
They're gonna get torn down anyway. I was like, collect these like little houses.
It's an environment that controls you.
Every day it's just getting worse and worse and worse.
It's got to be really tiring for him. It's tiring for me. It's the pathology of the hoarding.
This is where I think we're going to have problems. He's not going to be able to move forward.
They're gonna get torn down anyway. I was like, collect these like little houses.
It's an environment that controls you.
Every day.
Tesla takedown. Yeah, there's a website called TeslaTakedown.com, which is a website you can go to, get some background on the campaign. And it essentially is a map where anybody in the world can put an action up for targeting Tesla. And so I've been involved in that campaign, and in particular, planning actions in the Seattle area targeting Tesla.
Seattle.
What I've noticed being involved in organizing in the Seattle area for some time, especially after the election and the inauguration, people were like, what do? We don't want to just waste our energy protesting for the sake of protesting. And especially in Seattle, and I would say on the West Coast, I'm sure it's true of many places, we're really far from the center of power in government. And I think as it became clear that Elon Musk was taking on this outsized role at the federal level, totally, I would say, criminal role nationally, we're like, oh, we can target Elon here because TeslaTakedown.com.
Valerie Costa, the far-left activist behind the so-called Tesla takedown, fueling a spree of vandalism nationwide, proudly admits her campaign draws inspiration from the psycho who assassinated a guy from, I believe, a healthcare provider.
You get paid to be out here? Yeah. Amazing. Just some pack.
You really are getting paid for this?
Yeah.
My name's Frankie, and I'm getting arrested today protesting Elon Musk. Bought his way into office. He bought his way into heading a government agency. He bought his power at the expense of the American people, at the expense of our environment, at the expense of our world, and all of the people in it.
Not one father to be seen.
Relax, don't do it when you want to go to it. Relax, don't do it when you want to go.
Val, maybe we could start off with a little bit of, can you just actually tell us what Tesla Takedown is? Or
Yeah,
it's not Takedown Tesla, it's Tesla Takedown.
Tesla takedown. Yeah, there's a website called Tesla.
You know, Pastor, it's funny. I pointed that out earlier. This Tesla thing, this anti-Elon protest is like the widest expression that the left wing has put forward over the years. Generally, they get to hide behind all the blacks and the browns. That's usually how left-wing protests work. They get to hide behind the blacks and the browns. But this Elon Musk Tesla thing, it's too liberal. It's wealthy liberal coded. Regular black folk don't drive Teslas. They don't care about Tesla. And so what you get is a very white protest. Shout out to the Midwest request with the $5 Rumble chat. He says, "Are you ready for asymmetric warfare? Because this is looking like Weather Underground Part 2." Yeah, that's what I said before, bro. Second verse, same as the first, man. It's gonna happen. Be ready. Hit that like button for me, y'all. Shout out to everybody supporting the show. Like, share, and subscribe. You can hit me on Venmo at TheHoodServative. And also, you know what? While I'm thinking about this, let me give a shout out to a couple of people. Let me see. There was some Venmo donations that came in recently. I wanted to acknowledge that because the Venmo thing, I swear, it doesn't have its own notification. At least I don't know how to turn them on. But shout out to my man Marshall with the $50 Venmo donation. And the other day, my man Thor hit me with the $20 Venmo. That's 20 from Thor and 50 from my man Marshall. Let's fucking go, y'all.
I need that money.
Support the show, man. Like, share, and subscribe, y'all.
Hulk! Smash! Smash you! You make Hulk angry. You not like Hulk angry. Hulk no like fighting girls.
I appreciate all you guys' support. It really does mean a lot to me. Thank y'all so much for sticking with me over the years.
Takedown.com, which is a website you can go to, get some background on the campaign. And it essentially is a map where anybody in the world can put an action up for targeting Tesla. And so I've been involved in that campaign, and in particular, planning actions in the Seattle area targeting Tesla.
In Tesla Takedown, there's a spirit out there, which had already, as we saw with Luigi Mangione, there's a spirit which is very anti-corporate, very anti-billionaire, very anti sort of elite. And Tesla Takedown is also tapping into some of that spirit as well.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I would say it's just what I've noticed being involved in organizing in the Seattle area for some time, especially after the election and the inauguration. People were like, what do we do? We don't want to just waste our energy protesting for the sake of protesting. And especially in Seattle, and I would say on the West Coast, I'm sure it's true of many places, we're really far from the center of power in government. And I think as it became clear that Elon Musk was taking on this outsized role at the federal level, totally, I would say, criminal role nationally, we're like, oh, wait, like we can target Elon here because his company, the source of the majority of his wealth, has numerous locations in the Seattle area, and ultimately money talks. And we've planned, whether it was troublemakers or partners that we've been working with over the last few weeks, have planned multiple actions at Tesla.
Are you cowards? Are you okay? We need clean air, not another billionaire. 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 fucking pig! You're a fucking pig! Get your fucking hands off me, you fucking coward!
You remember right after the election, they had all those videos going around. A lot of black women, really in particular, saying that we're done. We're going to sit this one out. Don't call us for the next protest. You guys remember that? I wonder if they're really sticking to that. Because I don't see a lot of blacks here, man. The only black people on camera are the NYPD. That's crazy.
You're a fucking coward and a fascist and a fucking pig. You should be ashamed of yourself. Elon Musk has got to go! Hey, hey! Elon Musk has got to go! Hey, hey! Ho, ho! Elon Musk has got to go! Hey, hey! Ho, ho! Elon Musk has got to go! Hey, hey! Ho, ho! Elon Musk has got to go! Hey, hey! Ho, ho!
I gotta tell you, protests are actually kind of corny without black people. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it, man. Y'all need the nigga to sting up a little bit, bro. It ain't no twerking. It ain't no good music. All y'all chants are lame. Y'all need some black people, bro. Protests is lame as fuck without some niggas, bro. I tell you, man. This is why. Oh shit, they got one. They got one. I see you right there. All right. But this is why the left has to get black people in the protest. They got to put them up front, make them dance and play instruments and shit. Because the party be whack without niggas. You know, that is one thing black folk kind of, we like the grandstand on that shit. But I will say that we do liven up the place, for better or worse, right? We do liven up the place, goddammit.
We need clean air, not another billionaire. 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 We need.
Bet you she has a white boyfriend too. We spotted the one black woman at the rally. Look, there she is again, all the way in the background. I'm telling you, if she don't have a white boyfriend already, she got one tonight.
Clean air, not another billionaire. We need clean air, not another billionaire. We need clean air, not another billionaire. We need clean air, not another billionaire.
Hi, so why was it important for you to be here today?
To resist what's really a kind of a proto-fascist takeover of the United States government. I mean, Musk, these people just want to abolish unions, they want to abolish democracy, they just want to run, they want to put this Donald Trump, the ersatz pro-worker Donald Trump, who's busting unions, they want to put him in, make him a dictator. Trump said, vote for me, there'll be no more elections. You won't have to come back and vote anymore. Well, that's what he meant.
Shout out to Anunnaki the One with an angry $10 Rumble chat. He says, fucking New York citizens are pussies. I really wish they do this down here in Tennessee. I would fucking mow them all down. And any motherfucker that tried to side with them. Shout out to Anunnaki the One. Very angry Rumble chat. And another $10 Rumble chat. He says, yeah, the hood conservative, that move is called Operation Human Shield. Blacks are best front of the line shield. Yeah, bro, I spotted the move. They really do look lame without a few blacks in the front to dance and, twerk and sing good songs and shit. Without the black musical accompaniment, the white protest movement just doesn't really hit like you want it to, bro. It really doesn't. They got to do something about that. I don't know. Maybe they can get some Mexicans. I hear the Mexicans are kind of pissed off right now. Maybe they can get like some mariachi bands there. But shout out to Anunnaki the One. Appreciate y'all supporting the show, man.
We need We need our weed. I don't wear it, but we need it.
Give a nigga a break. Give a nigga a break. How much more can I take? Give a nigga a break. Give a nigga a break. Give a nigga a break. How much more can I take? Give a nigga a break.
And Musk, I can't remember how many people used to tell me, oh, what the world needs is 10 Musks, 100 Musks, Well, they don't say that today, do they? So that's why I'm here today.
Now, you have a sign over here that says stop the group. Do you think Elon Musk is taking over the government right now?
Not Elon Musk per se, but him and Trump and the GOP. I think this is a kind of a not to be alarmist, but this is a kind of a proto-fascist movement. They want to smash unions. They want to smash democracy. They want to rule unilaterally. This poster was painted by Mary Frank. She's a famous artist. Happens to be, I live in the same building as her. So that's why I came down with it. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Billionaires running your government. Out of control. People fought and died for your rights. Don't give them up without a fight.
I think this is down in Georgia somewhere. Anunnaki, listen, they protest down south too, bro. White folk are crazy all over the country. There are crazy white people from coast to coast and even in pockets of the hinterlands, bro. America has a crazy liberal problem. I kind of feel like this is white people business a little bit. You white guys got to clear these white guys up out of here, man. That's all I'm saying. White guys got to deal with these white people. These are the white people that make white people look bad. White guys got to do something about this. This is a in-house problem. You guys got to bring this up at your next white meeting. These liberals are making it bad for everybody.
Don't give them up.
Not another billionaire.
Everybody out, bring it out. Are you okay?
We need clean air, not another billionaire. 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 We need clean air.
Elon Musk has got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho. Elon Musk has got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho. Elon Musk has got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho. Elon Musk has got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho. Elon Musk has got to go.
Shout out to the Midwest Request with the $1 Rumble chat. He says these whites are not in good standing. Yeah, these are not the white people you want, bro. I miss classic white people, you know, Dances with Wolves, the Northmen. Hell, even you know, what was that movie? The Untouchables. You know, whatever happened to classic white folk? Bring back traditional white men.
Give a nigga a break. Give a nigga a break. How much more can I take? Give a nigga a break. Give a nigga a break. Give a nigga a break. How much more can I take? Give a nigga a break.
And then shout out to Anunnaki, the one with another $10 Rumble chat. He says, modern whites are pussies too, I guess. They are ashamed of their whiteness while we browns are jealous of their whiteness. The fucking irony there too. Bro, it is irony. Remember, I played the whole video, bro. The nigga made a whole white man commercial. How the fuck did that shit go? The nigga made a whole white man commercial. The nigga was like, white man, yeah, yeah. White man, yeah, 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 yeah. Motherfucking white man. Chilling with my white friends. We going over white plans. I wrote it with my white hand. Cause bitch, I'm the white man. Nigga wrote a whole commercial about these niggas, bro. Like we got the wildest love-hate relationship. I wish niggas would just come to terms with that shit. Stop being such bitter haters, bro. That shit is so pathetic. Niggas out here doing full-on commercials. Niggas is giving up the glory. Acting like you don't love all the things that you get to live within their arm's reach of, bro. Could you imagine living on the goddamn Serengeti right now? You niggas really want to be Serengeti niggas, bro? Stop that shit. Stop acting like you would give it all up to be back on the Serengeti. You niggas full of shit, bro. I hate you niggas for that shit. Niggas out here making full-on white man anthems and shit. That shit was hilarious as fuck, bro. Oh my god, yo, that shit cracked me up though. That was hilarious. That was really dope. Shout out to Anunnaki, the one for supporting the show. Appreciate y'all guys, man. Thank y'all for coming through, man. Yeah, what you just saw there is a little graphic put together by your friends and mine, the people from the Democrat activist powerhouse organization known as Act Blue. Yes, it's time we talk about Act Blue. Apparently, that's where all the money was. That's where all the things
for
were
years,
happening.
The Democrats have had a suspicious fundraising advantage. For years, the Democrats have enjoyed a nonstop flow of money from an organization called Act Blue. Now, Act Blue operates as a fundraising powerhouse that is a pseudo payment processor. So if you are a Democrat donor and you want to give money to Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez or to Gavin Newsom or to whomever, You have an ActBlue account. It remembers your payment information, very similar to Amazon.com. So when you want to donate to one of these candidates, they make it stupid easy. You could donate to Kamala Harris or to any Democrat in 2 clicks or less. 1, 2, boom, $100. You don't have to input your credit card every time. And they even make it with monthly contributions. They put it on autopilot. Now, Republicans have an equivalent Win Red, but it's just pales in comparison. However, there's something very weird happening at ActBlue. James O'Keefe has done a lot of reporting to ActBlue and found that some of the addresses didn't always correlate with donors. There's a congressional investigation into ActBlue, and more people are calling into a criminal investigation. Now, we have said many times here on this program that the cash advantage that Democrats have enjoyed via ActBlue is highly suspicious. Some people hypothesize, is this money coming from overseas? Is this money coming from Iran or China? We don't know, but we do know that ActBlue does not require the CCV numbers, the number on the back of a credit card, which is supposed to diminish fraud. Without requiring a CCV number, it is a lot easier to be able to steal credit card information, put up fake credit cards, and pump a lot of money into the American political system. Well, right now, ActBlue is falling apart. You got to wonder why. ActBlue, the Democrat fundraising powerhouse, faces internal chaos, the New York Times writes. At least 7 senior officials have left the group, setting off deep concerns about its future as it confronts scrutiny from congressional Republicans. And it won't just be congressional Republicans. If members of Congress end up sending criminal referrals to Kash Patel, I bet the FBI is going to go after them as well. More than $16 billion has passed through ActBlue in 20 years. Let me say that again. $16 billion has pumped through Democrat ActBlue in the last 20 years.
That is definitely money laundering going on. That's $16 billion, bro. That's retarded. That's like cartel money. That's like Colombian drug money in the 80s, bro. $16 billion.
We don't know where all this money is coming from. But now ActBlue is starting to close its doors, not officially, but they are collapsing from within. There are so many nuggets of this article. I could do an entire hour-long show on this.
Yeah, they feel the Fed's coming.
No more money for you. It's lazy. You lazy. You lazy. No more money for you.
The Doge and the Fed team is coming for you.
Quote, if ActBlue were to become severely diminished, Democrats running for offices at levels of all government could face setbacks significant in their efforts to raise cash. Candidates for offices ranging from school boards and city council to presidency rely on the platform for online fundraising, while Republicans have spent years trying to catch up. We have not caught up on this game. The highest ranking legal official at ActBlue, as well.
You know, Pastor says 16 billion and no reparations. Bro, reparations is the last thing I ever want to talk about with niggas ever again, bro. I'm going to do my best to just gracefully bow out of any reparations conversation. Yesterday when I was streaming, somebody in the chat asked me something about a reparations proposal or some kind of thing, and I didn't have the energy anymore. I just can't. If you niggas haven't gotten it through, you haven't read the tea leaves yet, it's just not. Niggas would spend money on anything, bro. The Democrats, they would rather spend $16 billion making Afghanistan one giant transgender bocce playground than give you niggas reparations, bro. They would put that money on a rocket ship and shoot it at the sun before they give you niggas reparations, bro. I don't know what it takes for you guys to understand how little they care about you getting your reparations. What more do they have to show you how unimportant reparations money is to them? This isn't even me saying that I don't think you deserve it, you shouldn't get it, or you ain't never. It's not about me no more, bro. This is not about me. This is about you guys, bro. This is about you guys and this desire to stay on the treadmill. You understand the concept of a carrot on a stick, right? Let me break it down for you, right? Imagine you had a horse. And it wasn't just any old horse like from one of these Disney movies. It was a troublesome niggerish horse, right? Just an unruly niggerish horse, right? And you got to ride this niggerish horse to glory. And you got to figure out, you're not a horse whisperer. You don't really know what to do, but you know horses got to eat. And so you got a carrot. Now, if you put the carrot in your hand, he'll eat it out your hand and you ain't got nowhere. So you gotta motivate this niggerish horse, right? And so what you do is you jump on the horse's back. You just get right up on that niggerish back and grab him by his old afro mane. And you take this carrot and you tie the carrot to a string. And you take the other end of that string and you tie the string to a stick. Don't make the stick too long. Don't make the stick too short, because you want the carrot to be almost in nibbling distance of this hungry niggerish horse, right? And now, as you on the back of the horse and you're grabbing him by his afro mane and you got the carrot on the stick and you dangle it right in front of his mouth, you keep it just close enough that he wants to get to the carrot. Now, this niggerish horse, they ain't the brightest horses in the world. And so they're not going to realize that this carrot on a stick is some kind of contraption that they're caught up in. They're going to chase the carrot. And you make the horse chase the carrot. And that's how you ride a niggerish, troublesome horse to victory. I swear, you never read the book of Willie Lynch? I could have sworn this was a story they wrote in the back of the book of Willie Lynch.
As the assistant research director, the chief revenue officer and engineer who spent 16 years building and maintaining ActBlue's infrastructure have all left. They said, quote, Zain Ahmed, who was the last remaining lawyer in the ActBlue General Counsel's office, wrote an internal Slack message on February 26 that his access to his email and other internal platforms has been cut off, and that other messages he posted in Slack have been deleted, according to screenshots obtained by the New York Times. Mr. Ahmed is now on leave from ActBlue, according to a person briefed on the group staff. And, quote, please be advised that we have an anti-retaliation whistleblower policies for a reason, Mr. Ahmed wrote. Whoa. The congressional investigations are only going to heat up. There might be criminal investigations to follow. Is the Democrat ATM closing? Is the easy money gravy train coming to an end? If so, we could dominate the House and the Senate for a decade. Not an exaggeration.
Wait, what? Great. Now what's
No more money for you. It's lazy. You lazy. You lazy. No more money for you.
Shout out to Anunnaki the One with the $10 Rumble chat. He says, I told you motherfuckers long time ago. Two criminal in this world need to go away. Politicians and religious leaders. They are virus and cancer of societies. How about that? Yeah. Those are the two curses of Black America, man. I'm glad this is one particular, issue, this whole Tesla thing. I'm glad this is one issue Black folks, we ain't caught up in this. We could sidestep this whole little drama. Lucky that one, right? Shout out to Anunnaki, the ones for supporting the show. Appreciate you. And then Joey Montana with the $1 Rumble chat. He says, tax-paying Americans have been getting robbed for decades. Niggas still crying about reparations, bro. I'm tired of talking about it. I do not want to get caught up into. I got suckered into a reparations conversation a couple weeks ago over on Keeping 100's channel. It was all good until the niggas started wanting their money from the white man. Then it got all emotional and shit. That shit was irking the hell out of me, bro. I just can't deal. I just can't. I don't want to go there no more, bro. I just don't want to go there no more. Niggas talking all this reparation talk, bro. This shit's killing me, man.
Money.
Oh man. Shout out to Anunnaki the one. Another $10 Rumble chat. He says the politicians make empty promises while you smack them lips on their sugar-coated lies. The religious leaders, on the other hand, oh, them cocksuckers inject fear and wonder into your minds. Then he follows up again with another $10 Rumble chat. And get this, both of them motherfuckers, sons and daughters of whores, sleep in the same bed and same fucking bed. And if you still think this is not a fact, then you deserve to be. I'm going to stop cursing so much. You know what? This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to share the screen so you can read the images right there. Because I've been trying to use less profanity, and you paying me to say dirty words, bro. And I'm trying to clean it up. I'm trying to clean up my act. I'm trying to run a good, wholesome Christian business over here so we can get YouTube money too. I'm trying to get all the shekels, and he's paying me to say dirty words. He's paying me to say a lot of dirty words right now. This is hurting the game. You're really hurting the game right now. Look, niggas gonna cuss, bro. I can only get away with the occasional, say something like shit or ass. I can say that word once every 20 minutes, maybe. You just wrote a whole filthy invective. Shout out to Anunnaki the one. Oh my God, all the dirty words, man. You're making me say all the dirty words. And I'm trying to be a good, wholesome Christian black man. I'm trying to make it look like I be going to church on Sundays and stuff, man.
Say it again. I come in the name of Jesus. Repeat it after me, bitch. I come in the name of Jesus by the power of the Holy Spirit.
Anunnaki says, I'm angry, so I have to use profane language to express my anger. I know, bro. I know. Listen, I use a lot of dirty words. I can't shame you for it. I can't shame you, just trying to run a Christian-like business over here. We're trying to fly under the radar so I can get that. I need shekels, man. I need shekels. So you niggas after the white man's money. I want to get paid in pure shekels. You haven't had money until you've been paid in pure shekels, all right? I'm on a whole other track. You niggas trying to get reparations and shit. I'm trying to get shekelations out this motherfucker, all right? That's what I'm on. I'm trying to get shekelations. Reparations ain't happening. I want shekelations, and you have to play by the rules to get shekelated. Anyway, where were we? We were talking about Act Blue. Your girl Jasmine Crockett popped up in this Act Blue scandal too. You know what? Let's take a pause. Let's take a brief pause because we got to reset. We got to adjust. We got to come back to this. Let's take a moment to reset.
Hulk! Smash! Smash you! You make Hulk angry. You not like Hulk angry. Hulk no like fighting girls.
Thank you, Donovan. That is actually my daily affirmation. I say that 3 times in the mirror when I'm getting up and getting ready for work in the morning. Hood is a good goy that doesn't do nothing wrong. Hood is a good goy that doesn't do nothing wrong. Hood is a good goy that doesn't do nothing wrong. This is my power phrase right there. Those are my words of power right there. But all right, we're reset. I'm back in good goy mode. Let's get back to this. So Jasmine Crockett is tangled up in this Act Blue scandal. And we're going to learn more about this Act Blue scandal because it gets deep. And somebody was already on the case way before Doge was popping. A man named Sheldon Donalds running for Congress is running against, a man named Sheldon Donalds is running for Congress against Jasmine Crockett. He posted this today on X. Why would Randy Best, a 73-year-old unemployed person, give you $16,240 in campaign contributions in 2024? Jasmine Crockett, why did this old man who doesn't work, a retiree, why would he give you, a black girl from St. Louis, $16,240 of campaign contributions? Why would he do that? Why? We would all like to know why he would do that. This is a lot of money for a retiree to just be checking, just spitting out like that. It's a crazy amount of money for a retiree. He's probably on a fixed income, on a pension. Wife plays bingo. Like, why would he just do that? And speaking of Jasmine Crockett, is it just me? This is a weird picture. Is this am I noticing something here? What just happened?
So I just wanted to jump on really quickly.
I hope this is a filter that somebody did to her. Because
first of all, to say thank you. My staff is really excited that we are over 1 million. So for everyone that was trying to figure out if this is my actual account, it is. Me and TikTok, we was beefing, so I wasn't posting anything, but I have 2 official accounts. I have this one, and then I have the one where we will do everything that involves my videos from the house and that kind of stuff. But I wanted to jump on really quickly and say, number 1, happy Sunday. And number 2, before I caught my flight, one of my friends sent me a message. Now, I've decided to turn off all my notifications on all social media because clearly some people are just getting a little too rowdy. And honestly, I don't have time for that, right? Like, we are losing this country at this moment. So I don't really have time for all the BS that people decide that they want to post when they literally are not relevant. If you, for whatever reason, can't really see what's happening, then that's kind of a you problem and not a me problem.
We're going to come back to that in a minute, because whatever she's talking about isn't really relevant. I'm just curious, is this a real thing that just happened here? Is she using Beyonce's hair care products? I swear to God, she is doing something different. She must be using Beyonce's hair care products. I hear all the Hollywood people are using Beyonce's hair care products now. Something is really happening here. I don't understand what's happening, but something's definitely happening here. Is this computer magic? Is somebody trolling her? Because if somebody's trolling her, then it doesn't really mean all that much. But if she's doing this to herself, is this her Beyonce beauty regimen? Because this looks like the Beyonce glow up. This is definitely a Beyonce 5 shades lighter than I was before glow up. I'm really curious, bro. This can't be real. This can't be real. This can't be life. This can't be Crockett. This can't be real. She got the Beyonce hair care glow up regimen, and she's just looking different. She's just looking.
So
really
I'm
different.
not really trying to hear from you. Anyway, so one of my best friends sends me this thing, and it's from Dr. Stacy Patton. And I must say, I'm kind of in love with her at this moment because I had no idea of some of the drama because, MAGA always mad. They stay mad. That's just what they do, at least when it comes to me. So I guess they've really been digging for dirt. And I don't even know what dirt looks like. I guess it's the opposite of what we would think dirt is, right? Because it seems like if you say cheat on your wife while she's pregnant with a porn star, that's not dirt. It seems like if you are found liable for sexual abuse, that's not dirt. It seems like if you're indicted in 4 different jurisdictions and you ultimately are.
Listen, I would give that to my worst hoe, bro. That is the powerful magic she got right there. Look at that shit, bro. Look at that shit. She almost runway ready. Like, nigga might think about tricking on you. I might lie and tell you I got some money. Shit. I might have to sell this bitch all kind of dreams. All of a sudden, goddamn.
Are found guilty of 34.
That's the power of makeup, by the way. This is why you don't trust bitches with the cake face, man. You can't trust bitches with the cake face. This is the oldest magic in the world. If you read the Bible, this is what the evil ones were teaching the women. They literally taught the women how to wear makeup and trinkets and charms, and they called it some kind of biblical evil. This is why God flooded the earth, because these hoes was painting their face, bro.
For felonies, that's not quite dirt either. It seems like if you file bankruptcy 6 times, that's not dirt. It seems like if you what else? Oh yeah. If your companies get in trouble because there's a badass AG by the name of Tish James that comes for you in your companies because of fraud, that's not dirt. But it seems like now what is dirt and what is a conversation, as people don't know whether or not the government is going to stay open, as people are losing their jobs, whether they're government jobs or private jobs, as people don't know whether or not they're going to be able to afford food, as people don't know whether or not they're going to have assistance to get food. It seems like the most important thing that people can figure out to talk about is what? Oh, let me help y'all. The most important thing that they can talk about is my quote unquote accent. My accent. Yeah, I don't have an accent. I mean, if anything, it's Texan, right? Maybe mixed with a little bit of St. Louis.
No, it's Keisha. It's Keisha. They never called you country. They called you Keisha. Cosplay Keisha. A ratchet ghetto hoe. That's what they called you. That's not a regional accent. That's a cultural accent.
And then determining that my accent is fake because of the types of schools that I went to. Like, seriously, y'all, like, honestly, I guess that's what's most frustrating is that there's nothing to find. Because if there was, I'm sure they would have already laid it out for sure. But if the worst that you got to say is that, yes, I went to private school, I'm just saying, it's a bad day for you. Because, you know, just yesterday, I was just this big DEI hire. And now they're like, well, wait a minute. She's too qualified, right? Like she went off to these fancy schools and then she gets out and she talks this way. I talk whatever way I want to because, yes, I do have the education.
Why doesn't it sound like it? You know, I don't want to get all elitist and whatnot, but it would be nice if our educated Black women, especially the ones who rise to national leadership positions, it would be nice if they sound like all the qualifications they have. And, you know, decades ago, when I was just a boy, there was talk of respectability politics, right? This idea that, especially with Black people, you sort of wanted to look the part. You wanted to represent the movement well. And so you can't have people out in front who have bad public images or bad records or whatnot. And Black folks said, oh, fuck all that shit. My cousin got out of jail. He need a job. Like, that was basically the attitude for Black folk. We totally abandoned the concept of respectability politics. And to be honest, it really isn't even about like the men per se. The men are a part of it, but it was done more so as cover for the women. Because what was happening in Black America, it was obvious we had a lot of wayward children who were the children of wayward mothers, who were themselves wayward children and the children of wayward mothers. Like people were noticing the pattern at this point. You know, the Bill Moyers documentary had already come out years before, and Black America didn't want to be held to a standard that it internally knew it could not meet. That's really what I believe about the respectability politics argument. I believe that a lot of these women especially understood that they could not really meet the standard, but they refused to bow out. And so they just, you know, forced their way through. And then because the Black movement really gets cover from a larger movement, it was allowed to happen. It was forced through. And you see this with Black entertainment culture. You know, once upon a time, hip hop was tame and even like intellectual and revolutionary. It was intensely pro-Black, and it wasn't like violent in the way that it is now. And then there was a giant shift in the early 90s in rap music. You know, R&B has grown decisively more vulgar over the years.
And I've got the heart. I've got the heart to fight for the people. That's why I ran for office. So the only thing that you're laying out is that, no, I didn't have to run for office, just like a lot of other people didn't have to run for office. You've got people that run for office for various reasons. Some people are selfish and nothing but slime balls. And that is why we have a lot of things that are broken. That is why right now we're sitting around and it's a little broken, because we got slime balls that decided that they wanted to run for office, or we got a bunch of spineless people that are sitting in office. And I am still the bleeding heart liberal. Yes, I said it, the bleeding heart liberal that actually cares and believes in this country and believes that we all deserve the opportunity to live in what.
All right, now we were talking about Act Blue. Her little testimonial ain't important. We were talking about Act Blue. James O'Keefe has been on the case for a while now. Let's take a look at where some of this Act Blue money comes
Hello,
from.
everyone. I'm sitting here with my mother, and I decided to take a look at the election watch to see if my mother's name was safe and secure, with her name being used for contributions. And we found out that her name was being used over 30 times for Bernie Sanders contributions. Mom, did you make any contributions to Bernie Sanders?
Absolutely not.
Angie Jones from Indiana submitted a video of her mother, Alberta Jones, who goes by Mrs. Robert Jones, saying she did not donate to Act Blue or a Bernie Sanders PAC, as the FEC records show, from 2019 to 2024.
So you're positive you didn't make any?
I'm very positive. I have bank records that show where my contributions went.
Great. So you would turn those records over to me to prove that you didn't make these contributions?
Yes, indeed.
Alberta Jones gave O'Keefe Media her consent to show these bank records, proving during the time period of 2019, no donations were given to Act Blue at all.
How does that make you feel that your name was used?
I feel violated.
I'm sure you probably do. Well, I'm going to be turning this over to James O'Keefe, and hopefully we can get something done so we can stop this dark money from coming in. Thank you for your time. I appreciate it.
Recent FEC records also show the Jones household, Alberta as Mrs. Robert Jones, has donated to Act Blue in 2024. That's despite the fact Alberta Jones says she's only donated to Republicans, including Trump and the RNC.
They're stealing from Trump donors and giving money to their Democrats. Let's take a look at some more Act Blue scandal.
FEC data shows that some senior citizens across the U.S. have been donating thousands of times per year. Some of these individuals' names and addresses are attached to over $200,000 in contributions. We went and knocked on a few of their doors to corroborate the data that we received. We're wondering if these donors are victims of what appears to be a money laundering scheme. Cindy No of Annapolis, Maryland, who in the year 2022 allegedly contributed over 1,000 times to Act Blue, totaling
1,000 contributions in just 1 year. This is like money laundering with AI assistance, right? They need computers to really generate all these little small transactions.
$18,849.77. That means Cindy would have had to donate 3 times a day, every day for the whole year. My name's James O'Keefe, and we're doing a story on the number of people that have donated. You did donate to Act Blue, right?
Once in a while.
What about $18,850?
No, I don't think so.
You know people are using your address?
I don't think so.
FEC data shows that
the fundraising platform that's been very effective in supporting the Democratic Party. We just got word from Act Blue, the fundraising platform that's been very effective in supporting the Democratic Party. Remember I said at the beginning that sound that you're hearing is the sounds of pens scratching on checks? Quote, small dollar donors raise over $27.5 million on Act Blue in the first 5 hours of Vice President Kamala Harris's presidential campaign. $27.5 million just on Act Blue, just in the first 5 hours. Act Blue says, quote, grassroots supporters are energized and excited to support her as the Democratic nominee.
This is a fully digitized money laundering campaign. It's amazing what you can get away with.
An OMG citizen journalist met with the top Act Blue donor in the entire state of Colorado. Sonia Amashi, a retired senior citizen who has apparently donated over $230,000 over the past 5 years.
Hi, are you Sonia?
Yeah.
We got word that you donated about $200 and something thousand to Act Blue.
Probably have over the years.
But it looks like 234,044 cents in 6 years. Yeah. Did you donate that much?
I may have. I don't know.
Okay, we're just here to verify to make sure you have done it.
I've been donating to Active, I think, since it was started.
6 years, 2 months, and 19 days from January 8th, 2017 to March 28th, 2023. And that's the days, but that's the amount, $234,441.
No wonder my son was having a breakdown.
Oh, so he got a notice about that, or?
No, he was tracking my credit card, and he was going, "My God, you're donating way too much to politics." So I've cut back quite a bit. Being retired and also living here has kind of cut into my finances. But
yeah.
Sonia is living in a retirement home. She shared with us that she...
Dig Thug asks, why does Act Blue keep popping up? First, it was the guy that shot at Trump. Now this. Elon Musk has basically said that Act Blue is sponsoring essentially a terrorist campaign against him. Likely Trump too, right?
Used to work for the University of Colorado, and she's been retired for 21 years. We find it very odd that someone who's been retired for that length of time, who said she was making donations in $25 installments and says it's too expensive to live in her place, can be listed on the FEC website as someone who has given over $200,000 in donations.
We just want to make sure you're legit. It's
no, I'm legit as far as I know.
Well,
I started out giving like occasionally giving $25, and then it got up to the point where the normal one was $25, and I was giving more to some candidates who were my favorites. So
interesting.
Now I'm down to $10 and $15 at the most.
Okay.
And a lot of time I just skip because it's kind of expensive to live here, and I've been retired for 21 years, so I don't necessarily.
Stealing money from old people, bro. How low can you get? Stealing money from old people. This is yeah. That moral world order I was trying to talk about, trying to explain this for the last couple of days. This is what it's built on, stealing money from old people.
Necessarily.
In Canada, they just decided, we're just going to offer you suicide as medicine now. Imagine how many old people just get that black pill and they never make it out the hospital in a place like Canada.
They have steady income. Please, God, let the Democrats win. Our country will be destroyed if Trump wins. I'm primarily give to women and gays.
Okay.
And people of color.
Okay.
And too many people.
They're stealing from their own base, though. That's the crazy part. She says, I primarily give to women and gays and people of color. Stealing from your own base now. That's wild.
People have connections to big business and other kinds of things where they have limitless amounts of money they can give.
Absolutely.
So I believe in supporting the underdog.
In today's rapidly evolving healthcare landscape and mysterious shortages of medical supplies, being proactive about your health is paramount. That's why our OMG supporters, the Wellness.
Last year in 2022, it showed that you donated 1,113 times. So like four times a day.
No, that's not possible.
About $13,347.84.
No, sir, that's not possible.
And the year before that, in 2021, 715 times, about $6,957.90.
No, sir. No, sir. Did not.
Okay, and then 2020, 839 times, about $6,983.10.
No, sir.
Okay, just from 2016 to 2022, just total in that year about $29,107.
I don't have that kind of money, sir. I'm on Social Security. I don't have that kind of money to donate.
Okay.
Sir, that's not even possible. I don't even get on my phone or the internet that much. I have donated to political parties in the past. I do that, but there's no way on earth I donate 5-6 times a day to somebody.
Ladies and gentlemen, please hit the link in the chat. We will be moving to Rumble shortly. Probably not going to have a panel today, but there's one last segment I do want to talk about with you guys, and we're going to take it over to Rumble just to keep it exclusive. So follow us over to Rumble, please. Shout out to the Midwest Request with the $2 Rumble chat. He says, if they keep championing these insufferable liberals to their dwindling radical base, we are going to end up with a 1,000-year Reich. Yeah, I'm good with that. I'm good with that because, you know, the alternative is dark. The alternative is dark. So I'm willing to consider a 1,000-year Reich, bro.
These blacks.
I don't know if I want to, you know, be ruled by the reparations committee. It's bad for everybody, you know.
The problems with that glue,
Uh-huh.
and most all of that was all refunded.
No.
That
That's
doesn't-
ridiculous. You've never had a day where you maybe donated 53 times?
No.
Okay.
No, not anything even remotely close to that.
Okay, so some of these, did you approve them all?
No.
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 They think you won't notice it. Yeah, but she didn't donate to them. They just get the information from your credit card and pass it to the next person. And that's once you sign up with that glue, that's their tactic.
Continuing our series of investigations into Act Blue, OMG found ourselves in Texas speaking with elderly citizens Barbara Staples, Gerda Henderson, and Gerda's husband, Mr. Henderson. Furthering the theory of elderly citizens being victimized, Barbara and Gerda state there is no way they made these donations to Act Blue when presented with Federal Election Commission or FEC data. As for Barbara Staples, between the year 2020 and 2022, we at OMG found over 1,600 transactions amounting to a grand total of $13,000. The most shocking finding was a total of 53 different transactions in one day. That's ridiculous, Barbara exclaims.
Are you Barbara Staples? Oh, hi. It indicates you contributed, first of all, let me give you the big picture. And it's 2020, 2022, 1,600 transactions, about $13,000.
Yeah, like November 2nd, it says that the number of transactions, like donation transactions that day was 53 in one day. Does that?
No.
That doesn't. Ridiculous. You've never had a day where you maybe donated 53 times?
No.
Okay.
May 13th, 2020, 5 times, 14th, 5 times, 16th, maybe 7 times.
There's no way I made all those.
Shockingly, Barbara Staples even stated she had never donated to Act Blue at all.
Have you donated ever to Act Blue?
No.
Never.
You never have. Any?
Never, not. Wow.
How about Biden for, it's Biden for P, that could be Pennsylvania. Any Biden that you'd set up? No. Again, you never set up anything to the best of your memory. I think so.
Not anything even remotely close to that. No. So I would never.
Okay.
That many times?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, seriously.
Across town, Gerda Henderson and her husband were shown to have donated around $33,000 according to FEC data. Mrs. Henderson and her husband told us they've had ongoing problems with Act Blue, having lots of donations refunded that they never authorized or set up.
Yeah, I wanted to see if Gerda Henderson is available. Yeah. Is that you?
No, it's not last.
Hi, are you Miss Henderson? Okay, hi, probably over $33,000, 484 days and totaling transactions in those days about 6,000.
We had a lot of problems with that glue,
Uh-huh.
and most all of that was all refunded.
All of these were refunded. A lot of the, so I'll show you.
A lot of, if not all of it.
July 21, 22. It's all small dollar amounts, $11, $10, 6, 3. Does that look like?
They think you won't notice it. Yeah, but she didn't donate to them. They just get the information from your credit card and pass it to the next person.
I think you guys get the message. A lot of small dollar fraud happening here. They're either stealing directly from their credit card, well, they actually are stealing directly from their credit cards, basically. I don't even think they're just donating in their name, which would be a whole other level of fraud. It's like they're just taking their credit card and running scams. It's like leaving your credit card with the dope fiend waitress at Denny's or something like that. She's never coming back to work, you know? And yeah, like I said, I think you guys get the message here. So what we're going to do now is we're going to move over to Rumble. We're going to get this thing set up on Rumble. And I want you guys to hit the link I put in the chat. We're going to shut these YouTube channels down. We're going to move to Rumble. We're going to have a little chat about some other videos. Something else happened in internet land I want to talk about briefly. It's interesting. It's something I noticed, you know, stuff I don't want to talk about too loud on YouTube because you know how they be over here. We'll be back in a few minutes, y'all.